Hey folks, it's a cool crisp morning here in Central Ohio on the 15th of November 2016, and if you suffer from indoor allergies, I've got great news for you. It could be like from cats, dogs, birds, dust mites, any indoor allergen I can greatly reduce, if not eliminate from your home within 24 hours, guaranteed, or it's free. This is not a joke. I've been in the cleaning and restoration business for close to 24 years, and I have never found a product as effective or as fascinating as chlorine dioxide. I originally got into this for odor elimination, and I've been working with a network of service providers across the country all summer long, and the results we're getting back from this product are simply amazing. I'm about to show you a video that was put together by a service provider in Colorado. He was approached by a doctor to treat her mother's house. She did a lot of research on chlorine dioxide, and she explains how it denatures allergens, how it worked in her mother's situation. And look, if you suffer from indoor allergies, you have got to try this service. You'll be simply amazed. Take a listen.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Sturgeon. I'm an internal medicine and pediatrics physician here in Montrose, Colorado, so I do primary care for all ages. And I did my training in Pittsburgh and Buffalo. My mom recently was diagnosed with a very rare disease called avian hypersensitivity pneumonitis, which is a mouthful, but it basically means that her lungs react to the protein that are in bird feathers and develop a chronic permanent scarring. So it's sort of like the COPD you get from smoking, but it's from bird exposure. And our family had had pet birds for years, so the bird protein was in our clothes, our homes, all of our belongings. And so we had to do research into how to industrially clean this protein and get rid of it, because if we're not ruthless in eliminating it, my mom's lung function will continue to worsen. And in the process, we learned about a process called chlorine dioxide gassing. And I had to do some research from a medical perspective to tell my mom, is this going to work? And so I've learned a few things. Chlorine dioxide can be in a liquid or a gas, and it's used as an antiseptic in a lot of areas. So hospitals have been using it to keep their water system free of bacteria, to clean the camera scopes that are used for endoscopies and colonoscopies. It's been used by cities to keep the municipal water treatment clean, and it's been used sometimes by farmers to help keep bacteria from living on the plants, or even eggs that can carry Legionella. So it's been explored in a lot of different ways industrially. And it does a couple of things. One is it kills off bacteria and viruses. But the other thing it does is inactivate spores. So spores are created by molds primarily, and it's sort of like an inactive life form in a protective shell. And the spores are formed intentionally so that the mold can survive very unpleasant environments. So whether that's a very acidic environment or a very cold or hot environment, it is very hard to kill off that spore because it was created to survive the things that would usually kill it. And then when it gets in a more pleasant environment, it breaks out of its shell, comes to life, and the mold begins to grow again. So when you have any kind of disease bothered by mold, you can't just kill the living mold, you have to get rid of the spores, because they'll just hang out and wait for their chance to grow again. And other bacteria and such form spores too, but mold is the biggest issue. So the chlorine dioxide, gas or liquid, will kill bacteria, viruses, and inactivate those molds that are so resistant to so many treatments. And there's a variety of illnesses that humans suffer from bacteria and viruses, obviously, and the mold spores. And mold spores can cause a lot of respiratory issues, everything from severe sinus infections to severe lung disease to triggering asthma and allergies. And so the chlorine dioxide can help with all of those mold spore triggered diseases, but it also kills off the bacteria and viruses in part because it ruins the protein that they're made of. So in my mom's case, she didn't have something caused by mold or spores, and she didn't have living bacteria or viruses, but she was reacting to the protein in those bird feathers, and this process ruins or destroys the protein just like it destroys the spores and the bacteria. So once the chlorine dioxide has gone in and ruined that protein, her body can't react to it anymore. So this is a really interesting way to eliminate exposure to the thing that was making her sick. So the use of chlorine dioxide is pretty broad. It can help people whose asthma or allergies are being triggered by something perhaps in an old home, whether it's mold or heavy allergens. It could be cat dander or bird protein, whatever in the environment is really causing that sickness. If it's related to protein, spore, life form, bacteria, viruses, this will really help reduce all the exposure and eliminate that risk. And it has great potential because a chlorine dioxide gas or a liquid that is sprayed will cover every surface, whereas the normal industrial cleaning, you're wiping things down and trying to clean everything, but you might miss some. And this, because it's a gas, it just spreads, it covers everything. And using this, you can eliminate full exposure so people with the bad asthma, allergies, lung disease can finally start to stabilize and even improve, but at least prevent worsening. And you might save them from having to move to a completely new home because you've eliminated exposure. So the chlorine dioxide gassing has a lot of medical benefit. I don't think it's been studied as much in the personal home medical environment because it's been used in the industrial environment. The farmers have studied it, the municipal water treatment places have studied it, the hospitals have studied it for antiseptic care, but now there's companies like Ameridry and Eliminate Odor, and now they're working on bringing this to individual homes who really need it, and there's definitely some evidence to support the medical benefit.